Now boarding all passengers to the basis.net.
Ooh, hey, we made it, everybody. Welcome and bienvenue. Luke, good to have you. Whoops, what am I doing here? Hey, welcome, everybody. I'm stuck. Got all this junk around me. Hey, welcome, everyone. I know I keep saying that, but it's good to see you. Hold on, I'm trying to get my screen set up here. So as you guys are coming in, do me a favor, say hi, tell me your name, tell me where you're from, and I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you're indoors, away from all the madness right now. That's exactly what I'm doing. Who we got here? Nathan Long, good to have you. Mr. Stingray. I like that name. That's awesome. And Rant Man. Uh-oh. I'm quite the rant man myself. Ben from Des Moines, good to have you. Ian from Phoenix, nice. Rant Man, Quebec. I've not been to Canada before. I can't believe I haven't made it there yet. One of these days, I promise I'm going to come over. Jared from Sydney, New York. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers from Croatia. I don't know how to say her name. Matia? I'll bet it's Matia. But it's welcome. It's so fantastic that you're here. Evan Toledo, good to have you. As always, and Kloon from the Netherlands. Beardy? I don't know what that means. Mr. Stingray, hi from Germany, and thank you for the compliment. That's what I do. And a cup of tea in one hand, bass in the other. All right, Russell's ready to go. Awesome. Luke, Het from California. I don't know where that is. Lithuania. I know for sure I've not had someone from Lithuania before. Or maybe Antanas. Maybe I'm saying your name wrong. And maybe I've said that to you before because I remember that name, Lithuania. Harry Berman from the Netherlands. Good to have you. Jose, or I'm sorry, Josu. By the way, if you're joining me for the first time, I screw up all of the names. I'm so bad at this that it's not even funny. Well, hey, so here's what we're doing today. Just as more people are coming in, let me show you what I've got happening. We're going to be recording a song. Not we, I. I'm going to turn off that amp plugin really quick. Make sure. Sorry, I was just putting new strings on my bass because this song is definitely going to need it. Sorry, my cable's causing things to fall over. But yeah, so I've got a track here today that we need to record. And sorry, hold on. Things might freak out for 1 second. Hey, there we go. Okay, so what I just did is I unrecord enabled my voice because we're going to be tracking some bass parts. I still want you guys to hear my voice. I just don't want that getting printed to tape. But anyways, this is where we're going to be today, kind of hanging out. And I'm going to record a song. This is a prog rock tune that was emailed to me late last night. I ran through it a couple of times, and hopefully the artist will be joining me today. He's a good friend of mine. So if we see him in the chat stream, he'll be able to help give me some pointers and stuff. Otherwise, I got to kind of, usually when we're working remotely like this, I've got to do things that I think the artist would want to hear. And since he's one of my best friends, I kind of know already, but hopefully he can join us. Hello from Mexico. Good to have you. Another Croatian. All right. Rostov Uglife. Hi, nice to have you too. Dominican Republic, awesome. Russell says, my drummer's wife is from Lithuania. There you go. Hey, if you guys wouldn't mind doing me a favor, please, right now, give this video a thumbs up, hit the like button, whatever that looks like. And what that's going to do is that's going to get more people in the door. That way the notifications go out to more people. And actually, this is a good time. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and definitely hit the bell icon. That notifies you every time I go live. And lately, I've been doing these kind of more often than not. But for sure, I do one every Wednesday. And lately, I've been doing one on Sunday. Maybe I'm going to start doing them on Friday because I have so much fun on these live streams. It's my favorite thing of all the different projects that I do. Actually, no, I take that back. The podcast is my favorite. But anyways, so I just got to stretch these strings out. I just put them on, so I'm going to have to stretch them out, tune them up. So let's hang for a little bit. If you guys have any questions, maybe in about 2 minutes or so, I just want to get this bass in recordable condition. I was just talking about the podcast a second ago. This is a good time to let you know. It's called The Bassist Podcast. Just pull out your smartphone, search for The Bassist Podcast in your podcasting app. And this last week, actually, we had Marcelo Feldman, the bass wizard, another bass YouTuber. I'm sure you've heard of him. Great slapper, great musician, awesome dude. So I had him on the podcast this past week. And, I'll just kind of run through these also. A new video went live just this morning at the YouTube channel. I've been doing these advanced kind of funk grooves and licks lately. And a lot of people have been not complaining, but just letting me know that these are a bit difficult. Can you make anything easier? And so the answer is yes. Well, hi, my name is Jamie Lewis, and welcome back to thebassist.net. Today, I've got a pretty easy beginner funk groove and lick to show you that takes a lot of short staccato notes and blends them with 16th note syncopations to sound just like this. So if that's something you want to learn how to do, if the other ones were too hard, or you're just looking to get into funk music, this is a pretty easy groove. So pretty sure you'll be able to do it. And also last night I uploaded another episode of Watch Me Practice. So what I've been doing lately is just pressing record on this, all this recording software here, like all this stuff that you see that I'm doing with these graphics and whatnot. I have the ability to record this straight to my computer. And so I've just got tons of these little practice sessions like this. With every wink of those eyes, now Cleopatra stayed on top in a man's world, proving women can change the world with their minds. Oh, well, I've heard it done before, seen it play out. Yeah, those are all things you should never, ever, ever, ever do at the gig. But those are just my practice sessions. I press play and I just do whatever the hell I want. I don't think about grooves and lines and scales and what. I just kind of do whatever I feel like for 5, 10, 15 minutes, however long it lasts. And I just been uploading those to the YouTube channel. So there's another one that went live yesterday. And by the way, links for all of these things are in the description. The podcast, the video from yesterday, the practice video, or what, that one was yesterday. Whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying, but it's all links in the description if you guys want to check that out. Let me check my bass. Yeah, there we go. Hold on. I'm tuning down a half step for this because the song is in B. And so if I play in C in half step tuning, it'll give me a low D sharp. I'll be able to use my open E string. It'll really be a D sharp in this case. Yeah, this bass normally does not live in this tuning. By the way, can you guys hear everything okay? Is my voice, is my bass, anything too loud or too quiet? Charas, welcome from Italia. Luke, what cab should I get? Let me ask you this question. What size venues are you playing? Restaurants and small bars, or like proper clubs with actual stages? Arenas, not stadiums, but like festival gigs. To me, that's the only answer for that question. Because the answer is you don't need one. I haven't used an amp in about 12 years. Consistently. I mean, yeah, in the past, I've been using in-ear monitors pretty much since 2007. So no stage that I go on do I bring an amp unless it's a small club, small bar, wedding, like things where there's not a big house system or a front of house engineer. And it's like, okay, so I think you don't need an amp anymore unless you fit certain circumstances or specific scenarios. So I'll turn that question on you. What type of gigs are you doing? And Angel, sorry. Palm Bay, Florida, welcome. Do you send the bass track EQ'd or flat? I'm hitting some EQ right now, a little bit of scooping the mids, and a little bump in the top end and the low end, but not too much. To give you, I wish that I could, normally I've got a camera set up on my pedal board so you can actually see what I'm running into. But pretty much I'm just going straight into a DI and doing a little bit of EQ. So here's what it sounded like. I'll put that gain back on. This right here isn't doing anything except adding about 5 dB or something like that. Anyways, yeah, so that's the sound that's going to tape. And with some plugins, I'm just adding like an amp sim and this virtual mix rack over here, just to kind of brighten it up a little bit. And if the artist doesn't like that, obviously, he doesn't have to use it. That's kind of the benefit of like going dry and not printing effects. Not that that's a bad thing. If I'm recording it for myself, I'll always print it the way that I want it to sound. I'll run into pedals, I'll hit hardware, and then the sound I get is the sound I get. But if I'm sending this, emailing it to someone else, I'll try to do it as clean as possible. Clean meaning like nothing in the signal chain. That way, they can change it around and do whatever they want. Russell says, in England, slapper means a lady of loose morals. Hey, yo. I don't know. Maybe I am. Brazil. Good to have you. I'm not even going to try to pronounce your first name. Barbosa. I got that one. Russell says, last gig I did, no amp and DI'd. Monitors were, yeah. Well, here's the thing. I wouldn't do that with wedge monitors. In-ears only. If it's not an in-ears gig, then it's got to be, I have to bring an amp. I wouldn't rely on wedges either. What DI do I use? I've had several. Right now, I'm using this Trickfish Minnow. Ben, if you're still with us, Jamie Lewis support, would you mind dropping a link to the, I did a live stream with it if you want to check it out. I did that maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And maybe we'll get a link here in the chat stream, or I'll drop one in a little bit later. But pretty much, it's just it's a cool DI preamp. I've also used the GK Plex for about the past year. The A Design's Ready. Yeah, I mean the radial JDI, just straight up bare bones passive DI. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Luke says, I only do really small gigs. Okay. Oh, you asked about the amplifier. Okay. Only do small gigs. Recently, I've been using my Tone Hammer 500 just as a DI. Yeah, great. I did that for years too. I just think it would be nice to get a cab for it. Yeah, for sure. So if you're doing really small stuff, I would recommend getting a couple of 12-inch speakers. I like 12s the most. Sorry, excuse me. I like 12-inch speakers the most because 10s are punchy, but they don't have as much low end as I would like. And 15s are, but they don't have any punch. They don't have any definition. And that's what's cool about the 12-inch speaker is it's kind of best of both worlds. It's almost kind of as punchy as a 10, and it's almost as full and boomy as a 15. It's somewhere in the middle. So yeah, for me, 12s, that's where it's at. So if you were to get two 112 speaker cabs, you could use just one of them if it's a really small gig, and then put the second one on top if it's a little bit bigger and you need, more, speakers throwing air. Hey, Jocelyn, thanks to have you. And thank you for liking my grooves. I really appreciate that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to... Okay. I've already listened to the song a couple of times. I played it a little bit. I got it late last night. And it is prog. It is a bit difficult. And also, let me point this out. I'm really nervous for this. Okay. Normally people ask about red light syndrome. You're like, do you get nervous before you record? Never, 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 except in these types of sessions. And here's the reason why. Number one, I have to play with a pick, something I never do. So I am so uncomfortable already. And then the second thing, this is rock. The prog part doesn't scare me because that just means it's more fun. But the rock thing, I'm not a rock bassist. You know what I mean? Like if I'm playing grooves, gosh, that amp sim's kind of throwing me off. Because again, that's a rock sound. So when I play bass, sorry, I got to do this right-handed. Right? Hand me a bass. I'm just going to start playing something groovy, something funky. Right? My go-to is not, okay, pick up a bass. Like that feels so foreign to me. to like try to play rock bass lines or rock grooves, rock lifts, licks. So when I'm playing rock music, I always have to go, okay, what would one of those bass players do? Because I'm not one. I don't have that like natural. It's not my go-to sound. And by the way, if you guys have any questions at all as I'm going through these or as I'm playing the song, I'm going to be kind of explaining what I'm doing while I'm doing it. And if anything goes over your head, either from a performance standpoint, from a musical standpoint, like why I'm choosing to play what I'm playing, or even a recording, like, hey, why did you just hit those buttons and do that thing? I don't know. Any questions at all, feel free to drop them here in the chat stream. I'll continually come back to it and hopefully answer your questions for you. Sorry, I'm just going to check my phone. I told the artist he could call if he needs. Okay, he's going to be joining the chat stream soon. His name is Bill. So when you see him, say hi. He'll be joining us shortly. 212 and an 18. Dang, yeah, I don't do 18s. That's too muddy for me, but yeah, that's awesome. Marie says, did you play that on your Instagram live last night? This bass, yeah, this song that I'm about to track right now. I was rehearsing it last night, and then, yeah. Hey, Ben, it says /trickfish for the link. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's not letting you drop in links. I don't know. But either way, if you want to check out that trickfish pedal, I can get it. I can get that for you. Oh, we missed something. Your short URL. Won't let me type it. It's too bad. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do first. Assuming this is the first time I've heard this song, the first thing I'm going to do is just listen. So let's have a listen. I'm going to turn off the click. So very reminiscent of like 80s Aerosmith, maybe. I got it that time. I think there's a solo here. Okay, this is the proggy part. No way I can play that with my fingers. I mean, pick. Gotta switch back to a pick. right, so it's a fade out ending. I actually didn't even get that far. So that's my first step. When I'm playing a song like this, usually I'll record it. Also, I didn't. I was just playing along to it in that case. But again, I got this song late last night, so I've already kind of run through it a couple of times. And there's a couple of things that I need to work on right now. If I make the same mistake twice, that means I got to go back in Woodshed. So I'm not ready to record it just yet, but we're pretty close. We're pretty close. It looks like Bill has joined. I'm sorry, guys. I missed quite a few of these chats. So let me just back up here a quick second, see if there's anything you guys need. Oh, geez. Okay. Russell, for tune with mixed time signatures, do you use a click? Actually, yes, there will be a click going the whole time, and it's going to stay in 4/4. Because why not? Otherwise, it'd be too easy. Nathan says, I have 410s Ashdown, 210 Fender Rumble, and I was recommended a 112 Mark bass. Is that good? I've never played Mark bass 12s, but I like 12s. Bill Worrell is late, but here. B-Dub in the house. Yeah, so Bill is a guy who wrote the song, sang the song, played guitar on the song that you just heard me butchering, and I'll be learning it and getting it down. So everyone say hi to Bill. He's a good dude. Maurice says it sounds a bit like Rush. Awesome. Yeah, the proggy part. Thank you for making Jamie sweat in front of the camera. Yeah, Bill always makes me sweat. This content the world needs right now. Blah, 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 blah. Hold on. Sorry, I'm getting screwed up here. Fantastico Angel says, sounds better when you play it fingerstyle. Yeah, I typically play fingers, but the pick is what the artist wants, and so the pick is what the artist gets. When it goes to the proggy part, I have to do it with my fingers because I just don't have the pick dexterity to get that. But yeah, we'll see. What strings am I using? I just put these on. These are GHS bass boomers, 45 to 105. Okay, now I'm caught up. All right. A bass says, what if you play with fingers using a heavy attack or EQ? Yeah, no, it's not the same. I mean, you can get close. If it was live, yeah, that's what I would do. I'd play a J bass. You can't get that smacky sound out of the precision, but the J bass, both and just 100% on everything, and just that right there, yeah, would definitely pretty much come close to this, but it's not the same from not just from a sound point, but from a groove standpoint. You know what I mean? Like if you're playing, right? If I get rid of the pick is helping me with my timing and the right, all that stuff. And if I just go with the finger attack, you know what I mean? Like the groove's not the same. It's just not the right feel. And, again, that's what Bill wants. I'm not going to complain. And it does sound good. I'm digging the tone of it. It's just my technique is not good enough for some of the parts. But that's okay. When it goes to the proggy thing, I'm 99% sure the fingers are going to be okay. Yeah, Bill, yeah, we can experiment with that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the pick is the one we're going to want to go with this. My grandma's maiden name was Worrell. Hey. Maybe you guys are related. Petrucci exercises. Thank you, Bill. That would be great. Okay. All right. So, Bill, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this. Whoops. What is my Zoom? Hold on. Sorry. Okay. So, I'm going to play this kind of section by section first. And this is also not typically what I do. Normally, the first pass that I do is the safe one. The one that's like, here's what I think the artist wants me to do. Play it safe, do the easy parts. And then when I do more takes, that's when I'm like, all right, let's change this part. Let's harmonize here. What if I cut out here? What if I double the fill? Like typically we start with what's the most vanilla thing to do. And then we get more creative as we go down and do more takes. I'm actually going to start with the opposite. I'm going to start by doing what I want to do. And again, the only reason why I'm doing it in this case, Bill's my friend. We've been working together for 15-ish years, just about. I know what he wants. I know what he likes to hear, and I'm pretty sure I've got it already. So, Bill, what I'm going to do right now is just kind of walk it through before I actually record it and kind of tell you what I'm hearing. And then, in the chat, let me know if there's anything that's popping out that you don't want me to do, that you liked or whatever. And then I've got my phone on me here too. So if you need anything, just let me know and I can, adapt. So here we go. Starting off. Oh, geez. Okay, so the drums bring us in. Okay, so that was one of the parts. Whoops, that was one of the parts that I screwed up from the other one. But Bill, since you're here, I'll ask you: do you like the groove that I'm doing? I'm sticking with the majority of what your rhythm guitars are doing, which is instead of letting that pause be there, I'm filling in the notes because Bill said he really wanted the bass to drive this song. You know, basically, he told me last night, I really want the bass to be like the driving force, really prominent and pushing. So that's what I came up with, is kind of this kind of thing. And I'll throw in little licks and stuff like that. And by the way, if you guys hear me out of tune and buzzing and all that, it's just because I put on new strings about 10 minutes ago. So you're going to have to give me some time to let the bass acclimate and adapt. But Bill, tell me what you think of kind of using that as my lens for the groove, basically. Bill says no gap. So add in notes. Cool. So anyways, yeah, that's not sure about the chromatic walk-up. Okay. He's talking about this, the chromatic walking from, okay, D sharp. Technically, I'm playing E, F, F sharp, G, but I'm down a half step. So the notes were different. But okay, so if I don't do that, let's see what I can come up with. So I keep hitting spacebar. I gotta hit this button. But basically, it's the same idea. I'm just giving you different notes. Yeah, what do you think of something like that? I'm also going to go back on some of these other questions. What brand of P bass? This is an M bass. Showing your age there, mister. I don't know who that's to, but yeah, probably. Bill, oh, okay, we're on the wrong one. Okay, cool. So I'm going to use that as kind of my my basis for how the song's going to go. So yeah, we're all good there. Oh, I've got to remember this. Okay, so there's a couple of things that are... Where the heck's my mouse? Okay, there's a couple of things that are kind of unique about this song. Okay, so that that's different every time we do it. So I remember the first one is, and the second time is, the third time is the same as the first, and then the fourth time is the same as the second. So I'm just making mental notes here. First time, second time. Third is the same as the first. Fourth is the same as the second. So really, it's just two things I need to remember, not four. I don't know. But I remembered I didn't get that right in the playthrough. All right. So yeah, that part I've got to get down. Oh, Bill. Okay, here's something that I was thinking. Check this out. Oh, sorry. It's this part right here. Right here. I was thinking a cool thing to do would be, instead of doubling your riff identically, because it's the same riff like over and over and over throughout the song. So what if when we come in together, what if I do something like this? I play the first half of the groove. But the second half, I start filling in the gaps a little bit instead of syncing perfectly, because then like it'll differentiate, in my opinion, it'll differentiate the verses from those, in classical music we call it tutti, T-O-T-T-I, but where everyone comes in and we play that unison line together. I feel like it has more oomph if I start to deviate on the second half of that, and then I come back for the verses, and then we come in together, I deviate again, just to kind of help give it some separation. I don't know, Bill, tell me what you think of that that opinion, that idea that I'm trying out. I'll give you one more shot at it if you want to hear it. The mic's getting in my way. And then I go back to playing the groove, whatever it is. This part is different, right? Okay, and we'll get to this section next, because that is the that's going to be the fun part, ladies and gentlemen. But anyways, Bill, any tips, any ideas? Fill in the gap. Contrary motion in rock tune could be interesting. Yes. Remember that fill into verse 2. Hold on. Fill into verse 2. Oh, wait, were you saying remember the fill I just did going into verse 2? And by the way, guys, there's going to be 5 or 10 seconds of latency as I'm asking him questions, just because of all the technology and stuff. So, Bill, were you telling me to remember the fill? Yes. Okay. All right. Great, because I already forgot it. It's probably some blues scale type of thing. All right. Now let's move on to the prog section. And by the way, so for everyone watching, here's what's going on. Bill and I are just I'm throwing out ideas, and he's saying, yes, no, maybe this, maybe not that. And you've got to do your best not to take those offensively. You know, when he said, don't do the chromatic walk up. I like the chromatic walk up, but you know what? It's not my song. And so I can't let that stab me in the chest and hurt my pride. I've got to be, okay, well, it's not what he wants. All right, he wants a pick. All right, he wants that. Like, you've got to be able to just go with the flow and roll with the punches, and we're friends, so it's easy. But that's one thing that when people talk about red light syndrome, one thing that people experience is like, oh, I'll try something. They'll go, give me something different. And it's like, I sank a little bit. And you try something else, and they're like, no, that's not it either. Give me something. They're like, they don't like me. You know, it's hard not to take offense to those, or not to take those comments personally. But anyway, so we're just talking through the song. I'm giving him my ideas per section. And then once we've got like a cohesive, like, yeah, let's start with that. Then I'm going to print it. I'm going to track it, and we'll do punch-ins. We'll do whatever we need to. And then I'll give him an alternate version if need be, and, you know, that kind of stuff. All right, he says, fine, I can have the chromatic walk up. Well, you never know. Okay, so let me see where we left off. Oh, yeah, guitar solo. All right, I'm going to back it up a little bit. Bill, everything that I was doing during that solo, okay? Was that too much? Too much walking around, too much changing of the riff? Or do you want me to really, really lock in and just play the rhythm guitar parts? And that's another thing too. When it comes to rock music, tight, rock and metal, it's like tight bass and guitar riffs and licks, like make sure they're perfect with each other. And what I like to do is like start with that and then deviate and change, because all my favorite bass players did that. You know, Geddy Lee, even guys like Mike Dirnt, Roger Lima, like in you would see this in punk bands and rock bands, not just the proggy stuff. But I love it when the guitars and the bass are like this, and then they start to drift apart, but they always come back together in the end. All right, Bill says, good. Spencer says, too busy in the solo, but the unison bits work wonderfully. Thank you, Spencer. Appreciate that. Yeah, and in this case, Bill wants the busy animation, so totally fine. All right, let me get us into the proggy section, and Bill, again, let me play for you what I think needs to happen. First, let me put it in context. Everyone take a listen. Let me pass the solo. Okay, right here. Everyone listen up. Okay, so here's something that Bill asked me to do. He said, I want this section to like ramp up and get crazier as it goes through. And the drums are already printed. They're already recorded. And the guitars are, I don't know if these are final takes, but you know, they're very repetitive. It's the same line. Pause for a solo. I think the bass takes the first one, guitar takes the second, drums take the third. And then we all come in playing that unison line that just repeats. At some point we get... If I just stay there and play it the whole time, we're not ramping up. We're just repeating the same notes, the same section, you know, and it kind of stays at the same dynamic also. So to push that forward the way that he asked me to, I'm going to start harmonizing and just kind of coming at it from some different angles. So the notes, the patterns, the rhythms, the hits, I mean, like it's all been decided already. I'm just going to try to do it in a unique way that accomplishes the goal of like kind of ramping up, going and going and going and going. And then we get to the, you know, those drop downs. So Bill, this is what I'm thinking on doing. Sorry, that was the wrong section. Let me put it over here so it starts the same spot. Ah, dang it. Wrong button again. Okay. All right, so here's the section. Hold on, give me 1 second to remember what I was doing, because I actually composed that apart for this. Give me just 1 second. Hold on. I want to play that line with you. And then... shoot, what was it? Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to loop this section over and over. Give me a couple minutes to figure this out. Dang it! No. Shoot. Okay, let me just run this over and over and over and over again. I've got to get this part down really quick, and you all can enjoy watching me sweat. that's the one I'm missing. So what I'm trying to do is harmonize and like bring it up and walk it each time, and I'm forgetting the last one. The last one's the coolest one. Dang it. I think that's what it was. Solo. That's the one. That's the one I keep screwing up on. So after the drum solo, give me 1 second. I want to set that up. That's what's throwing me. I think that's what it was. Yes. You know what I should have done? I should have recorded this when I was woodshedding it last night, because I came up with something really cool. Now I can't remember what the hell it was. Yeah, something like that. We're almost there. That's where I'm losing it. Dang it. I seriously, for the life of me, can't remember it. But anyways, Bill, so that's I hate to say, oh yeah, that's the idea. But that is the idea. Instead of staying in the same spot the whole time, right? So that's one way of doing it, where everything stays pretty much at the same level and I'm just pausing for the solos and whatnot. Or we can start it off like this. Ah, dang it. So that's the idea. I still need to refine it and make it happen. And I'm sorry, y'all, that took a long time for me to remember what the hell I was doing. But Bill, I'm interested in your opinion. Dorian, he says, damn it. Hi. Is the Prog bit using harmonic minor? No. Oh, I see. I read the question the wrong way. Try starting on the minor third. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, starting on D. But I'm screwing up my leading line. Something like that. Some sort of run, and I can't remember it. That pisses me off because I thought it was really cool, but I just can't remember it now. I'm gonna turn off the click. Maybe that'll help. this. Maybe that's it. Now I'm playing wrong notes. I think that's what it was. B flat. And that last one. Almost there. Now I lost my timing. Gosh. I'm almost there. Okay, that's one of the timing I'm losing. That last bit. Almost. Okay, that's the part. Now let me put it in context. Two, three, and... Okay, Bill, that's the idea. Oh my gosh, that took long enough. Y'all, I'm so sorry. But like I said, this is real life. This is live. I'm not making this. Well, no, I am making this shit up. But we're not going back. We're not fixing anything. So Bill, I think the harmony part should come in after the drum solo. So bass part, and that's your. Do you want me to play the? Do you want me to hit that line with you, or do you want it to just be you? And then we'll go to drums. And then whatever that part was. Shit, I already forgot. Leave it to the guitar. Okay, so here's what we have. Two, three, four. Whatever the thing was. So that time, Bill, I stayed up here for my part, your part, and the drum part. And after the big drum fill, I dropped down an octave. And do that lead line up. And before we start tracking it, I'm going to have to finalize that part. But anyways, that's the arc of that section. Is it possible to start low? Yes, it is. I think it sounds better going up high, but here's what it would sound like down low. But yeah, I think staying down low, pretty much once we're there, we have to stay there, you know, because it doesn't make sense to jump up high. So if we start high, I can come low at some point and then boom, it'll have that impact. But staying down there and then jumping up and coming back down, I don't know, it doesn't make as much sense to me. And then, yeah, also, yeah, for that little licked ID, whatever, it's not even a solo, whatever the little line is. Yeah, that sounds better up here than it does down low. It'll just kind of cut through better. So yeah, I like the way it sounds up high. Actually, honestly, if it was longer, here's what I would want to do. Right. If the section were a bit longer, I would have liked for it to start out just drums and guitar, and then the bass comes in and whatnot. But yeah, in given the time frame that we have, I think yeah, starting up high is a bit better. I'm going to troubleshoot that in a little bit, but let me go on after this little section and see what comes up next. Oh, whoops. Okay, Bill, so this verse right here, this is another part where I know you said you wanted something different. You're like, because that high guitar part comes in, and you're like, I don't know, should we go up top? Should we do this? Should we do that? Here's what I think we should do. This is my secret weapon. Don't do anything on verse 2. I could come in right there, or I could just come in right here. And then jam out to the ending. So Bill, tell me what you think. Do you want me to come in playing in that last verse the same exact way that I did in verse 1 and verse 2? Or would you rather me cut out and then come in some point, either at the halfway or when the guitars and when the drums and everything come back in? What do you think? And if you're watching, what do you think? Yeah, just lay out. That's honestly high rundown at the very end of the verse, back into it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. That's my secret weapon for verse 2. We happen to be doing it on verse 3, but that's my verse 2 go-to is to not do anything at all. Just let it totally drop out and then do a fill, do a lick, and come back into it. Okay, so and then I'll just kind of rock out the ending. So give me Jesus, as long as I freaking will take to come figure out this proggy part, and then I'll start doing some passes. So enjoy watching me sweat, because we got more of it. That was almost it. Hold on. That just need that one freaking line, and then I've got it. No. I want that. Gosh, why does it... Sorry, tech fails. I'm screwing up with my Pro Toolsing. Just want that one drum fill. Where is it? Ugh. I keep hitting the wrong freaking buttons. That was it. Okay, what was that drum fill? Yeah. I think that's what it was. Ah! We got a couple of notes that are clashing, but I'm almost ready. That's what I don't want to do. Hold on. No. Dang it, I'm getting worse now. Just the last couple of notes. I think maybe if I line unison at the end of it. That's what it was. One more. Almost. Yes. Almost. I keep wanting to make a sequence out of that, but I just need to go up the freaking scale. So close! No! Okay, press save. No. This is so frustrating because I had a really cool line and I just can't remember. I know it's an extended fingering. I know that's what sets it up. Maybe it's just that. I think that's what it was. Yeah. And instead of that G, I start there. Okay, I'm getting it. Yes. Yeah, that was it. That was it. That was it. No. Yes. Da 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 da. Just so basically all I'm doing is I'm working my way up scales now. So I'm just trying da 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 da. Gotta land on an A. Now that I said just working my way up scales and landing on A, now I can do it. Jeez. Ha! Last one to seal the deal. And then dun 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 dun. Okay, I'm going to back it up to the beginning of that section, and if I can do it, we are ready to move on. And if not, I got to troubleshoot this a little bit more. I was so close. I got the ending. Sloppy, but correct. One note off. Okay. We finally know what we're doing. I've made it all the way through this song. And like I said, y'all, that's the reason why I was sweating on the thought of doing this song. Because, again, this isn't the kind of music I play. This isn't the kind of techniques I use. But that makes it all that much more fun. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to check the chat stream and see if Bill has any suggestions, any questions, anything. Hey, everyone. Welcome if you're just joining. Jeff, thank you so much. Professor Rogerio Ramos, good to have you from Portugal. How can I get this tune? It hasn't come out yet. I'm actually recording it right now. So Bill Worrell, you'll see his name in the chat stream right now. This is a song that he wrote. I'm tracking the bass currently. I'm sweating up a storm because it's hot in here. But as soon as Bill's saying right there, as soon as it's done, I'll make sure everyone knows where to find the release and all that. Bill, who played drums on this? My kind of licks. Thanks, Jeff. I didn't write the song, but I'll take credit for it. Really good drummer. Bill has music on Spotify. I've played on a lot of it. You can go check him out. Lester Esnell. That's who it is. Good dude. Okay, so guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do my first pass. All right, there's going to be a lot of mistakes, and it's okay. That's all. That's the reason why we're here. But what I'm going to try to do is get a solid pass. I don't like punching in section by section. I will if I have to. If I start getting tired, if I start getting, my ears, my fingers, whatever it is, if things stop working, then we resort to punches. But I prefer doing clean takes if I can. So that's what I'm going to try here. Fade out. Okay, so that right there is take one. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come over to create a new layer. We're going to call this one take two. So that was my first pass. It was not perfect. It did not have, I didn't make it all the way through perfectly, but that's okay. What I'm going to start doing is doing another take, and if Bill needs to, he can comp this section from there, this section from here. Basically, from this point on, I'm not going to try to perfectly execute everything. I'm sorry, let me, obviously I'm going to try to perfectly execute it, but I'm going to try to do some things in this next take that I didn't do in the last one. And they're going to be subtle. It could just be, instead of letting my note go like this, I'm going to do this. Just to give him a shorter cutoff on certain spots. And then obviously the pieces where I screwed up, and I already know where they are, those ones I'm going to try to nail down better. But this one, if he needs to, he could probably use 80% of that take if he wanted to. It was accurate, you know what I mean? So for that 80% on this next one, I'm going to try to give him a little bit something different. There's nothing, you don't need to play 3 times through identically each time. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, he's going to listen to it and not notice anything different. So I want to give him some variation with this one. And since we spent the time going through the grooves and the sections, I'll throw out some different ideas this time. Bill says we actually referenced Get the Funk Out by Extreme for kind of the tone and the vibe of the bass for this one. Science of Obliteration. I like that. That should be a death metal band. Can you do that for me? We are the science of obliteration. Yeah, clearly audible in the drums. Great stuff. Yeah, Extreme's one of my favorite for sure. Yeah, I would agree, Bill. Yeah, filter the drums on that last one, super high pass, and maybe trash it up a little bit. A Bass says, will you get into compression, EQ, amp, cab details on this stream? Sure. At the moment, I'm just tracking dry, and I've got a couple of effects on just so you guys can hear it, and it sounds rock-ish. But yeah, we can totally get into that too. I got nowhere to be. It's a Friday night. 4 or something. Yeah, we're doing good over here. Russell says, Jamie, I like how you followed the contours of the vocals in verse 1. Well, that's just Bill wrote a really good line. I'm just playing the part that he wrote for me. But thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to give this another go. We're getting there, y'all. It's happening. All right, let me press save really quick because that's important to do. Also, check my tuning. And this is another one I'm going to try to go all the way through and just give him some different variations of licks, space, note lengths. These are things that if we're in the room and we're recording the song together, I don't need to play it 5 different ways. But when we're sending files back and forth, it's a good idea to have 2 or 3 different takes, one that's vanilla, one that's a little out there, and then just variations of the transition sections or turnaround fills and licks and that kind of stuff. That way, when he's comping this song together, he can listen to and be like, oh, that was a sweet fill, but the verse was dookie. So let's combine these 2 together. I don't know. I won't be doing any of that. That's all for Bill. Cool. Let me, before I run this, I want to hit that prog section again because I totally goofed that up. Nice fill. That's where I'm losing it. Again, same spot. That's... Yes. Dang it. Almost. Maybe we'll do that instead. Almost. By the way, one of the things that's so hard about this song, but like this kind of music in general, is like I'm drilling this into my hands and I'm getting it down eventually. And then I go to the beginning of the song and it's nothing like this. And by the time I get back here, I forget. And honestly, when I even start the song, I start to forget how the big damn riff goes. I'm running out of fingers. There we go. Yep. I'm not liking the part. I think that's it. So I gotta remember. So I'm just working up a major scale. Easy, right? Dang it. I'm going to put on this view. You guys can see my hands. Ah, now my hands are getting tired. One wrong note. Two wrong notes. Almost. My pinky is not playing nice right now. Keeps hitting an A flat instead of an A natural, which is actually a G, or no, G sharp, I forget. I'm in a different tuning, who knows? Nope. Okay. I'm going to do my best to hit that section all the way through right now, and then we're going to do the song. Try that one more time. Now, I was smart that time. If you look, I recorded it. So That was pretty clean. I'm going to do it better, but in case we need to borrow from something, we've got it there. Let me do this again. Call that not take 34. If I do 34 takes of this, you all should fire me. Let's not do that. Okay, here we go from the top. Oh, I forgot we got 2 bars of silence. I should also tune first. Hey, how's everyone doing? Are you guys having fun? Is this interesting at all? Is it fun watching me sound like shit over and over and over again until eventually it sounds halfway decent? Wow, it's actually holding its tuning. Jeff's having a good time. Awesome. Isaac, thank you. Patrick, I think it would sound killer with it. Yeah, you're right. Stingray would be awesome. And I do have... Maybe I don't have one. I swear to God, I thought I had one. Maybe I loaned it to somebody. I don't know. But you're right. Yeah, Stingray would be awesome. Hey, Mark. Good to have you. All right. Here we go. Let's give it another try. What's the worst that can happen? I don't know. All right. Let's do it. This is what I'm talking about. I am not a pick player, and I'm just not enjoying the pocket that I started with on that. So I'm going to give it another shot. Okay, I'm going to take it from that section. Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me. Forgot. I'm going to lay out. Actually, you know what? Hold on. We already did that on the previous take. So on this one, I'm going to play through that and just give them something to work with. that sucked, but I'm going to try it again. And we're faded out by that point. Okay, I'm going to give him one more playthrough, and I'm going to try a couple of different things. This one we had to do some punches. Hopefully, the next one, where is that new layer? Why is it not giving me a new layer? Ah, there we go. Take 5, I think. Yeah, that one was 4. So anyways, yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Between these... 2 different, I guess 3. No, I've done 2 full passes and one where I just hit all the way through. I'm confident Bill has what he needs to comp it together. However, the perfectionist, the professional, the musician in me wants to nail this. Tom Straley, I want to nail this. How you doing, man? Long time no see. But yeah, I really, really want to get this down all the way through because that's, I don't know. It's part of my ego. I really, really want to have this. So I'm going to give it one more shot. But if Bill wants to, we're pretty much done at this point. He can comp and piece this together and you know, he's got the licks, he's got the fills, he's got the prog stuff. You know, he has everything he needs. I don't want him to have to fix it and make it sound good. I just want him to press play and be like, yeah, there we go. That's how it's supposed to sound. But with this kind of music, that's kind of tough. Let me just see if there's anything else in here. I love the straight ahead in. And as soon as the guitar hits, the drummer changes up. Yeah, it's all good arranging, Bill. Excellent job, man. Cool. Oh, sorry. This was, how am I punching in? I'm actually, so right here, this is something by Presonus called the fader port. There are 16 motorized faders that are tethered to Studio One. This is the DAW. So, I mean, you can see over here, if I pull my voice down, yeah. So as I adjust my volume, it's not changing for you guys, it's changing in my headphone, but you can see how the fader is moving because I'm touching it. So I got a record button here. I'm just hitting record and then it syncs up. If I was actually doing a proper punch in, I would like highlight it and, you know, whatever, but I'm just picking a section, hitting record, and then just jumping in. I don't know. It's the way I like to do it because I'm sloppy. All right. Let's do this one more time all the way through. And Bill, if there's anything in particular you want me to try that you want to hear that I haven't done yet, or any ideas that you haven't gotten through, feel free to try to explain them in the chat or call me up. My phone is on. You have not called or texted yet, but if you do, I can answer it and we can try and get it. Here's another thing that's really, really important. And Tom Straley can also probably contest to this because Tom Straley is a monstrous studio guitarist. You've heard him a bajillion times. You probably haven't even, you just don't even know. But give your ears a rest. I'm taking my headphones off right now. I'm doing this on purpose because I've kind of been in this zone. My hands, my wrists, my fingers, everything is, you know, it's been doing the same thing repetitively for about the past hour. So I want to give it a break and just kind of refresh. Hey, Bill, can you hear me?
I can.
Hey,
remember not to look at your live stream right now.
Yeah, because otherwise you'll be hearing double. Everyone, can you hear Bill okay?
Oh, wow.
You're supposed to count to like 5 or something.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I see it on the meters. It's close enough. All right, so what's up, dude?
Okay, wow, so everybody can hear me. That's awesome.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, sweet. So here, everything's great, by the way. Everything is really rocking.
You're far too kind.
Yeah. It's a little higher up in the thread, so you may not have seen it, but I was just thinking along the lines of where you were doubling my lead part. I don't necessarily mind you doing that because it actually sounds pretty cool. My only thought was...
Are you talking about the diddle 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 diddle, your...
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on, everyone. The part that he's talking about is it... I just dropped my phone. But when we've got these... Now I don't have my volume on. And then Bill goes into this like... He does some sort of flashy lick heading down. And I always try to play those with Bill whenever I can. But sorry, Bill, you were saying?
It's my Satriani ripoff, that's all.
That's okay. It's my Billy Sheehan ripoff.
Nice.
All right, keep going.
Well, okay, so if you've done a solo and then you double me, I almost feel like you have to double or do something with the drums to make it symmetrical.
Well, the reason why I did that is because, like, well, one, it's a cool line and I wanted to play it, but then also the drums are playing during my part. They're also playing during your part. You and I just stop when he plays. You know what I mean? Like the drums are kind of going consistently throughout. So that's why I was like, well, if Bill's playing, I should just keep playing too. Cause you know what I mean? Like the drums keep playing through also, which I mean, obviously they do that, you know, they're playing the beat, but I didn't think it was weird having it just be guitar. You know, like I felt like it was okay that the bass can come in because the drums are there too. And then we both pull out for the drums. And honestly, if I were you, like, shoot.
If you were me, then I'd be you, and I'd use your body to get to the top of the mountain.
This would be we're getting way too meta. But this is what I would do, like maybe on a second guitar channel. Let me find the section really quick. Yeah. Okay. So like the transition, Bill, I'm going to hang up on you for a second. Go back to the chat really quick. Okay. Just so you can hear what I'm talking about. All right. I just hung up on you. Here's what I'm thinking is at that section, because I'm up high on the neck, right? Shoot, where are we? So right there, the drums don't really change much. You know what I mean? Like everything's been like here, volume-wise, in the mix, here in your face. So the transition from before the drum solo to the big drum fill to the section after it. This is pissing me off. Sorry. So instead of playing that an octave higher where you are, I think if you drop down with me and also like instead of adding that space, like literally like we bring it down. Like we just get super aggressive, low, legato, connect all those notes. I think it'll kind of be like a Rage Against the Machine is the way I'm hearing it. You know what I mean? Just like get super aggressive. If I were him, I would have gone to another crash cymbal, like really hammered that home. Again, he didn't play it that way, but I think you and I can still kind of infer that if when we go down, you drop an octave, kick on another overdrive pedal and connect those notes together. I think that might like accomplish the same type of goal. But anyways, sorry, I'm going to call you back now that we've had our little chit chat, and you can tell me what you think of that. Isaac says, do I use Studio One 4? Yes. And the Trickfish may know that is correct. All right, Bill, you're back with me. So what do you think of that?
Yeah, I can probably go down the octave. I think I just cut the very end of your explanation with that.
Yeah, basically, yeah. If you jump down an octave, play real legato, and just like kick it up a notch in the heaviness and the connectivity of the notes, you know what I mean? That'll kind of give that impression that like, ooh, yeah, we're taking it to the next level, even though the drums aren't taking it to the next level. Meaning like he should have gone to another cymbal or should have like brought up the volume, the dynamic or something, or gotten a little bit more intense. he didn't do that.
Yeah,
So it's not like we can't do that now. I think maybe you and I can still make that happen, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's the one drawback. Obviously, not doing it all in the same room because we can't
Right.
necessarily orchestrate that. But you're right. I think we can infer that. And you know, what I was thinking too. I don't know how feasible it is, but that moving line you're doing, it almost makes me wish that we had a written line, and maybe I'll try like doubling you on that
When I'm moving up the neck.
together. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I'll write it out, whatever it ends up being. I'm mostly playing the same thing. It's just what I'm pissed about is like I actually composed it was very, very good. And this one's like, yeah, that's doing the job. But the one that I composed was fantastic. I should have recorded it. But either way, I mean, it's not the end of the world. We can punch it in later if I remember it. But this, I'm liking the way this sounds. It's just the other one I came up with, I think was better.
We'll wait until midnight. That's when you'll remember it.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So when I do it this next time, you want me to do the diddle 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 part with you?
Yeah, and we'll just pretend like I go down an octave after the drum fill and then build it back up. So.
Okay. The only thing, hold on, let me just double check and see if that changes anything for me. Because when I get to that, because I've got to get back down there. Wonder if I can do that. It's gonna be, it's gonna be a quick one, but I'll make it happen. Anything else, Bill?
No, but this is kind of funny because I'm going to hang up with you, and then I'm going to go back to watching the live stream. I'm going to hear the end of our conversation. It's like time traveling.
Yeah. You know, it's cool.
This is awesome.
I'm going to hang up on you now anyways, but good talking to you, Bill. I'm sure we'll talk later too.
Likewise.
So on New Year's Eve, I played a New Year's Eve gig in Arizona, and there's a time zone difference between California and Arizona in December. So I play a New Year's gig. It's midnight and we're done playing. And I look at the band and I'm like, if we tear down in less than an hour and drive back to California, we can have a second New Year's. And that's what we did. So it was like the year 2017 or whatever it was. So we play this New Year's gig, we tear everything down, we book it across the border from the year 2018 back to the year 2017, and then we made it there in like 2 minutes, and we got to do the New Year's countdown twice in one night, and I went back to the future technically because I went back to 2017, and then we caught up to 2018 again. So that was if you ever have the chance, if you ever finish a New Year's gig at midnight and you're near state border to go and go back an hour, I highly recommend it. It's pretty funny. Okay, future Bill, do you have any advice for chat room Bill? I like that. That's good. Okay, so I've had some time to loosen my fingers up. I'm going to hit this one section one more time because it is a beast. This is what Bill does. He writes really difficult songs. And I also keep missing that C. All right, so Bill, I will do my best to execute that, and if not, I'll punch it on another take. But I hope I don't have to. All right, y'all. I hope you guys are having fun. This will be hopefully my last time playing through the whole thing, and we'll hit a few spots if we need to. And that'll be that. Always make sure you tune. And if you guys want to stick around and go over some tone stuff, that is absolutely 100% something we can do. Yeah, I'd love to do that with you guys. So, hold on, let me make sure I don't. Yeah. All right, let's do it. I already forgot how it starts. It goes to F. I totally forgot. Let's try that again. Woo! That time I screwed up all the licks. How's that beginning go? Sorry, Bill's calling me right now. This must be something important. Bill, yes.
You're not recording.
Ha! You're right. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, it wasn't a very good take anyways. Why didn't you say something? Hey, it's okay. That was a good warm-up take. Bill, anything else? No. No. Okay, I'm gonna get back to it.
Okay, bye.
That's how you know this is live, people. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I kind of know what I'm doing. I'm just making it up as I go along. But you know what? I'm definitely hitting too hard. I'm gonna lighten my touch. I know a little bit of buzz and a little bit of aggression is cool for rock and roll, but it's a bit much for me. Okay, here we go. As expected. Oops, that's too far back. Forgot that's my bass solo. All right, now I know where I'm at. Gosh, my hands are getting tired. Okay. Guys, I don't know. Just got to slow my right hand down. So see what I mean? That was a different ending than I've done in any of my previous takes. So just something different that he has. And again, that outro, we had it in a bunch of different takes. And so here's just an alternate version where I kind of pedal. Because why not? You know, we have all the other ones. Might as well do something. Hey, everybody. That pretty much is it. I am spent. This song is well above my pay grade. Hold on one second. That's about as much as I've got, Bill. So I hope you can salvage something from all of that. I know for sure between those three takes, normally it's not my preference to do it that way. But yeah, each section is in there for sure. So have fun. I'm just looking over here. Oh, you know what? Someone had a question earlier about, and by the way, thank you everybody. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Mark, Bill, Jeff. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. It's a lot of fun for me. And Tom, one of these days I'm going to get you in here because I know you'd be slaying on this stuff. Logic is good too. I started on Logic 7, actually. That was my first DAW. Then I went to Reason. I've done Pro Tools, Digital Performer, Pro Tools HD, and Studio One is where I've ended up. So that's what I kind of like the most. Professor Ramos says, bye, Jamie. Thank you so much. I will stay at home. Corona is out there. Yes, don't go outside. Playing bass. Best regards from Portugal. Hey, thanks for tuning in, man. I really, really appreciate it. So if you guys want, I can go through and start doing some tone stuff. But honestly, the majority of this, take care. See you guys. The majority of this stuff is not going to be done by me. It'll be done by whoever mixes it, which might be Bill, might be someone that that he hires and works with. But if you'd like, I'll give you a quick rundown. Hold on. Oh, and also, guys, thank you so much for there's so many technical difficulties between my playing, running the keyboard, switching cameras, trying to find my mouse. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm really, really thankful. And actually, you know what? I'm almost positive that I can't. Oh, wait. Can you guys see that? Oh, fantastic. Okay, great. You guys can see the plugins. All right. So anyways, I was just saying thank you so much for bearing with me. I know this is, I'm getting better each time I do this, but I'm still learning. So if I bypass all the plugins that we had on the bass, I'm going to go back, actually. Hold on. I really liked the second take, I think. I guess that was really my first take. Yeah, I was liking this one the most. So we're going to go back over here. I labeled it take 3. All right. Okay, so the only plugin I'm going to leave on the whole time is this mix tool. Oh, you guys can't see it because it's behind my camera. There we go. I'm going to leave this plugin on the whole time. It's just doing 5 dB of boost because against the track, the bass is going to be really, really quiet. Okay, the plugins that I'm using. Oh, you know what? This might cause some latency. Yeah, it sounds like it's a little ahead, and the reason why is because I'm recording and playing back the way that I'm doing it with my streaming software. Okay, so you're going to hear the bass pushing a little bit ahead of the track. Don't worry, it's not actually doing that, but you're going to hear it that way because of computer nonsense. So anyways, all I'm really doing to this is I threw on an amp simulator. Normally my go-to is the Ampeg SVT made by Universal Audio. That's my favorite one, but I don't have my UAD box plugged in right now. So that's the bummer about Universal Audio stuff, is if you don't have the plugins are installed on your computer, but they don't work unless you're plugged into one of their interfaces or one of their DSP processors. And before I started this live stream, I didn't turn it on, so I had to grab something else. I know, it's just laziness on my part. But this is pretty close. If you want to hear what it sounds like on its own. I'm just trying to get that top end. Yeah, I don't want this honky mid-range sound. So anyways, that's all I'm doing with the amplifier, just to kind of get some character out of it. And then I'm running into this guy. It's called a virtual mix rack. So we're hitting 1073. And you can see the EQ is pretty much flat, except for 3K. I'm just doing another little boost for some sizzle. Here's a cool thing you can do with Neve preamps is you can drive the input to get them to get a little dirty. Okay, so this drive knob right here, if I hit this button, it'll start warming up and kind of clipping a little bit in a good way, and then I can turn it off right here. So just check out the difference. Here's with a little bit of guts, a little bit of drive, and now it's away. I like it, just a little bit of harmonic distortion. And then over here, this is emulating some Focusrite compressor. But again, just watch the needle dance, just like doing 3 to 5 dB of gain reduction. Probably I would put a faster release than this. Whoops. Whoops. Let's drive it a little harder. There's no compression, or just kind of mixing in the amount of compression. And if I bypass the compressor, still sounds good, but I can get more of that smacking sound by adding the compression in. And again, compressing a bass is pretty easy. You set the attack somewhere in the middle, because I still want the transient to come through, and then you just set the release time as fast as you can, so the compressor turns off, rather than like, bah. Obviously, this depends on someone make a meme out of that. But depending on the style of music you're making, if I'm playing a bunch of sustain notes, boom, 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 then I would want the opposite. I'd probably want a slower release so that the compressor keeps the sustain of those notes on. But when you're playing fast chicka digga ga or slapping stuff or finger funk or whatever, pretty much as fast of a compressor of a release as you can get. I never really go above 4-to-1, but 10, 8, I mean, you can keep going. 4-to-1, in my opinion, is noticeable compression. Anything above that, and it's more of a surgical tool. Remember, we've talked about surgical compression before and how, oh, whoops, wrong button. Surgical EQ and compression is like you're trying to fix a problem. So if you're using compressor to fix a bass player, it's because his dynamics are all over the place. Meaning, I got to turn this bass back on. Right. So a bass player who needs compression to fix his playing. Jeez, I don't even know how to do it. Right. See how it's not a consistent. Right. How like I'm fluctuating the volume and some of my hits just aren't consistent with the other ones. Compression can help that out. If you squash the daylights out of it, you put the ratio all the way up, you put the threshold all the way down, and then everything's going to be even volume-wise. But I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I don't play that way. So if you listen to what it does to the track, oh, whoops, I got to undo this again. Why is it so quiet? Did I bypass it? Oh, no, that's just the compressor. I'm so stupid. Yeah, the compressor made it way, way quiet, right? Check this out. Look at this needle. It's just redlining. It's just like slamming into the red the whole time. And, you know, again, if you're using compression to fix the bass part, that's what you would need to do to it. But, I mean, that doesn't sound particularly good. And it's also not necessary because again, I'm not a good pick player, so I'll probably compress it more than I would with my fingers. But I just want to see the needle dancing. Yeah, just leveling out those peaks. Bring the ratio back down. So it still sounds pretty natural, but it's thick and it's full. Watch, I'll turn the compressor off. It sounds more narrow right now. That doesn't sound bad. But now we get that smack and that fatness and the fullness. Yeah, so that's really all I'm doing. I'm just hitting a little bit of EQ, 3.2 to pull out the sound of the pick. You probably heard me say 1K to 900. That's where you find the finger strike. The pick attack, though, check this out. If I, you can't tell that I'm playing with a pick. Right, all the pick is in there. So somewhere in the 3K range, that's a good place to go hunting for pick. And then, again, I'm not mixing this, but if I were mixing, I would start fishing for an ugly frequency. And if you know me, you're going to find it between 4 and 500. So watch this. I'm going to boost 443. This is going to sound terrible. Watch. And I'm just going to go searching between 350 and 550 just for the worst sounding frequency. Which honestly, I'm finding it at 600. It's a bit high for me, but every bass is different. Oh, do you hear the ho, 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 ho in there? I'm making the most ridiculous sounds. But so anyways, I boosted the hell out of that nasty frequency just so I could find it. And now I'm going to cut it. Not too much, because now it sounds kind of hollow and thin, but just a little tiny dip. Taking out 3 dB at that frequency. No EQ. With the EQ. It's subtle, but bring back in the track. I'm so sorry, guys. I just realized that you probably aren't. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I was just checking. I couldn't tell if you guys were hearing it or not because I had it soloed, but I don't think that affects your guys' mix as well. But either way, yeah. So the everything I've been talking about, the concepts are the same. Right, that's what the bass sounds like on its own. Very good tone. And if I were processing this, if I were, let's see. Do I have a good distortion plugin? Distort. Let's just try this out. I'm pulling up just a random pedal board. I'm going to put it first. And let's just see what happens when I add like a fuzz. Is that really? Oh, wow. What's this going to sound like? Now, I probably wouldn't use that on its own, but I would probably duplicate this and blend it in just to give it a little bit of grit. Yeah, that distortion's really helping out on that. So this isn't my go-to distortion sound or anything, but if I were mixing this track, what I would do is I would have, sorry. So you can see right here it says bass DI. I would duplicate this complete. So all of the takes, all of everything, right? So I would call this one bass clean. I would call this one bass amp, bass amp, and then maybe duplicate it again. Yeah, what's the worst that can happen? Let's just try it out. Let's see. Maybe Bill will end up using this. And then we'll call this one bass, bass overdrive. Okay, so between these ones, the DI, I'm going to delete the pedal board and the amp sim, but I'm going to leave on this little bit of EQ that we did. And on the bass amp, I'm going to take the pedal board off and leave the amp sim and that. And then on the pedal board, I'm going to take that off and that off. So let's just see what these sound like. I'm going to pull the track all the way out. Okay, so here's the clean. Here's the amp. There's the fuzz box. Okay, now you can hear how they just got quiet. This is phase cancellation. So I'd have to do some work to get these to play nice with each other. But basically, I would use that for my attitude. And actually, I could come over here with an EQ and probably do this kind of thing. So basically what's happening here, this is all the distortion track is giving me, just that sizzle up on top. So, yeah. And then use this guy and kind of do the opposite. Let me turn off all these bands. Okay, watch what I'm about to do now. Just the ums. Right, super muddy, but sorry, I forgot. So this right here is just the DI track, just that low end, bring in some of that distortion, and then the amplifier for some of that clickety clack. Right, now if I bring the track back in. So anyways, I'm just having fun. I'm just messing around with stuff. And yeah, we're getting, obviously when you have multiple things like that in place, you have to treat the phase or flip the polarity and that kind of stuff. And I don't have those plugins on this computer, so I wouldn't be able to do that in real time. But anyways, yeah, those are the types of things I would do on this. I would duplicate it like 2 or 3 times, give myself a dry, an amp, and an overdriven sound, and then just kind of blend them to taste and treat the phase. I did a video on phase cancellation a couple, maybe last year. So you can check that out if you want to find out. Anyways, guys, I'm well overdue on this. So thank you so much for coming and hanging. I really, really appreciate you guys being here. I hope you had fun. Hope you learned something. It was probably interesting to say the least. But hey, seriously, guys, thank you so much. Russell, Jeff, Mark, anyone else whose name on there, I can't read right now, but thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And I might be doing this again before the weekend is out. I got another song emailed to me this morning that I need to track. Much easier than this one. It's like a 4-chord pop tune. So if I think of anything cool with it, I'll go ahead and I'll live stream that process too. But for sure what? For sure, I need to record the song. So, you know what? I'm going to live stream anyways. It'll be on Sunday at some point. But hey, guys, thank you so much. I really, 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 really appreciate you guys being here. So, hey, take care. If you like this video, do me a favor. Please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel by hitting that button right over there. And if you really like what I do, then come hang out with me at thebassist.net. You can click on this button over here. And remember, new episodes of the Bassist Podcast go live each and every week. And until next time, I'll see you all next time. Until next time, I'll see you next time. I'm getting worse at this. I should go to bed now. But hey, guys, take care, and we'll see you again.